Nice
Bye.
to meet you.
You too. I'm meeting you since you guys are live now. What is this?
What?
Yeah,
That's fruit.
I never want to hear about my milk issue again.
Fruit.
Already slightly fermented when you brought it up here in the first place.
I'm making kombucha.
Oh, my milk issue again.
Bye. Love you, bye. I'm making kombucha.
Kombucha. Do you like my outfit?
I do.
Do you like my outfit?
Head to toe.
Just wait until you hear who they play the first round.
Oh no.
It's gonna be it's a fucking nightmare, dude.
I need to change when it's time to change.
I got Sprite. I got my Sprite.
There we go. Look at that.
It's my Sprite. You like the look of my
I
Sprite?
got a can of pineapple juice.
Oh, that would go nicely in my Sprite.
Also got my big water.
I don't have any water.
Make sure that's muted.
Oh, you ready? You got 3 seconds? What's up, everybody? Episode 20 of the LFTG Podcast. It is beautiful Wednesday night. It was super sunny here. I don't know how it was there. I don't care because it was sunny here, and that's all that matters. So it's a super sunny Wednesday. Super sunny Wednesday. Super happy to be here, sitting in this chair once again. I am your host, Refresh, and sitting next to me, kinda not really, is...
It's Mohawkmike, and the weather was just fine. It got a little cold. Feel bad for my family back in Ohio. They got a lot of snow, but everything's fine. Everything will, the hole in the ozone is fixing itself. Global warming is still very much an issue, but we're correcting the path. So sunny days from here on out.
Yes. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see about that. We have a lot of esports relevant news to talk about today, and today I am not only talking about Call of Duty. You should be very proud of me this week. I'm talking about other games as well.
What?
Yeah, I know. I hate it. But let's get right in. Just kidding. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that today. But we do have some pretty interesting topics to do. Let's get started with the first one. We're going to go ahead. Let me wind down this music, dude. What am I doing right now? What am I freaking doing, man? Music's wind down. All right, everyone take a big deep breath. If you guys do not know how the show works, we have 3 segments. 2 segments have 4 topics each. The quick scope is exactly what it sounds like. We're going to take a quick look at a couple of these topics, 2 minutes apiece. We have the reload. You know what that's like. Oh, you have to reload. It's going to take about 5 minutes, and that's exactly how long we're going to talk about some certain topics today. And then we have our upcoming events that we don't really put a timer on because sometimes we get too hype about a certain event. Yeah, it's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. Dude, I'm going to lose my mind. But we're going to go ahead and get started with the first topic today. Today, I am talking about America's favorite gamer, Ninja. Ninja got very upset the last time he played Fortnite, and he says he is done. Ninja is never stepping foot in the Fortnite realm ever again. I know this is esports, and I know he's a streamer. He competes in some of like the Twitch events and some of like the personality events, but this is actually big because Ninja was one of those streamers that grew up with competitive Fortnite. His stream blew up, not because of it. Twitch, his Ninja stream was starting to go on an upward trend anyway, but Fortnite and Ninja were just a healthy mix. Ninja is one of the very few internet celebrities from this realm that is just known, period. And he's done with the stream snipers. He says, this game is full of a bunch of little kids and you guys don't understand how hard it is for me to have fun playing this game. So Ninja is taking a step down for Fortnite, and Fortnite recently has been losing a couple of esports teams as well. So this is just another little poke at Fortnite's balloon. I mean, do you think eventually this balloon's gonna pop? I think it's almost inevitable at this rate.
I think the thing of what we're seeing is it's transitioning from more, obviously like Ninja stepping away from the game is huge for the title overall. And like you mentioned, like last week, TSM announced like, hey, we're getting out of competitive Fortnite. Like there really aren't tournaments going on right now. Fortnite is still more of a entertainment game than it is an actual competitive esport.
Right.
And I feel like we've seen that a lot more recently. I don't think this is going to really hurt Fortnite in the long run because that player base that's there want to play those special events. They want to get those cool skins. It's unfortunate that like literally the biggest flag bearer for Fortnite is stepping away. And the esports scene is dissolving, but we're talking about niches within niches within niches. And Fortnite, I'd be really curious to see next week. We can look and see how from the start of this year up until Ninja announcing he's not going to play anymore, kind of track what that player base, those numbers are. How many active players are still playing? That's because Ninja's dropping out and because the esports sector is kind of lacking as well. They're definitely going to be a dip in numbers, but it's not like a new game is coming out. Like these younger kids, this younger generation, they're going to keep playing for sure.
Yeah. I think they'll keep playing, but I think it's going to hurt viewership a lot, and that's going to hurt. I think it could potentially hurt new players coming in. I'm not saying that Fortnite needs new players coming in, but that's always something I think you want to have happen. You want a healthy community and a growing community. And I think this might hinder it a little bit because literally we talk about it as maybe not an esport, but more of an entertainment tool. And then now some of your entertainment tools are now leaving. So I think there's a little bit something to say there. But this might interest you a little bit. This is more of a rumor than confirmed news. But it's been confirmed by a couple of Call of Duty leakers that are very, 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 very reliable. And basically this leak says there's a developer race within Activision right now. There is some inside info that has been passed on the Twitter sphere, and it believes that basically it goes a little like this. Activision is basically holding a race between Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward to whoever can get the next Call of Duty done the fastest will be yeah. This is a 100%. This is like there's like 2 or 3 leakers. All the tweets have been taken down. They went to capture them today. All of them were taken down. That's usually not a good sign. When something's taken down, they're like, "All right." So, I hope this isn't true. I really, because what's the worst? The worst thing that's been plaguing video games, period, for the last 10 years, what's it been? Rush development cycles. This is the old... Bro, could you imagine some guy in a suit coming into your development studio? You're like, all right, the guys across the hall? They're this far in the game. If you get done with this game faster, you got it. I really hope Sledgehammer, if this is true, I really, really hope Sledgehammer wins this race. Because I do not want Modern Warfare 2. Or Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, whatever. Because the lack of development support, and you're seeing it in Warzone now, lack of anti-cheat updates. All of your updates are basically coming from Treyarch. We've had more Treyarch in Warzone We have had more updates from Treyarch in Warzone in the last 3 months than we did with Infinity Ward for Warzone, which is their own game, for the whole year last year. I hope Sledgehammer last game that they had produced was World War II. Not the most visually impressive game. It's basically grayscale the game. But there are a couple things they did right. Like their league play system was dang near flawless. And we'll talk about... Dude, what do you think about this, man?
I have 2 quick things with that. One, it makes me curious if the actual development cycle is being thrown in a tizzy because they're trying to develop for next-gen consoles. Maybe the rotation is off because there's a little bit of hesitation there. Like, hey, guys, like, now with the PlayStation 5 and especially more focused with the PC, like we need to have a more robust game, and they're just trying to push to it. The other thing though is the same thing I said when they announced the upcoming release of Overwatch 2. They're like, Overwatch 2 is in development, and you're like, you know what? I know I'm not that old of a man, but back in the early 2000s, you know what we called that? An expansion pack. You're adding that. You're just releasing another game just to sell more content. So if we actually get the same developer back to back and it's not really that different of a game, then obviously the rush time sense, it just blows my mind. Like that's going to create so many issues and so many headaches, and it's literally they're just playing catch up now. Yeah. Literally every single developer, they're playing catch up, trying to, as games are becoming more intense, like obviously you can try and do quality assurance for everything, and it's not going to work. But no, they should not have a developer race, and it almost sounds like maybe they're trying to squeeze one of these companies out.
And I think 100% they are. My very last thing I want to say about this, Call of Duty should not release every year. It should be a 2-year cycle minimum. Boom.
Especially with the league.
We're gonna move on.
We're gonna change games every year for the league.
We're gonna move on, Mike. We can go about this all day. Let's go ahead and talk about. I mean, one of my favorite colors, purple, but it's not good.
No. Has been the common trend with Twitch. Something else that boils my blood. Obviously, Twitch, makes a lot of money off of advertisements, off of those ads that play, streamers that play their own ads. They want you to subscribe, and there's a whole revenue share that's being impacted by third-party software, ad blocker, anything like that. So people have kind of grown accustomed. Twitch is trying to be ahead of the curve and trying to, if you turn on Twitch and it detects that you actually have ad blocker or some third-party script, then it'll actually give you what's now being referred to as the purple screen of death. It basically gives you a quick note, says, hey, you are in the right place, you're turning in to watch Twitch, but because you basically are using this ad blocker or third-party software, you have to turn it off. That's how we get our money. We want you to view these ads. We're sorry if it ruins the experience for you, but that's how we get paid. More importantly, with one of the more recent updates, the embed feature. So you can take your Twitch feed, you can take any Twitch feed, embed it on a page, started receiving the same purple screen of death. Now, the reason this is really, really a big issue is because you have sites like Liquipedia, you have sites like SmashGG,
yep.
You have sites like Juked. More importantly, all of these sites were impacted by these embeds. So previously, when you would go to a site, even a team site, if you went to a team site and are like, hey, here's our players, here's their Twitch, hey, this person is live, or even go on their main page, hey, here's the current stream that's live, it's just getting flagged and you can't watch. At Twitch, it's just insane to me. They push these updates, they don't aware the community, they just roll with it, and then there's all this backlash, and then they have to basically backpedal, they have to, put out an apology statement, and then move on to the next thing. And it's crazy to me how lightning fast some of these decisions are coming forward, whereas everybody is so brand loyal to Twitch, you can really feel this corporate presence starting to take over more and more every day.
Twitch is like the Valve of production media companies. They just throw out updates without telling everyone, piss everybody off, and then go, okay, that's cool. Dude, every week we say something, whether it's YouTube's doing this cool new thing or Twitch is not doing something, bro, I'm thinking about it. If Twitch keeps doing it, I don't know how people are going to stay on the site. I mean, I get the ad blocker with revenue. I get specifically the ad blocker with revenue. It makes 100% sense. But if it's blocking something like team sites and other stuff that run their own ads, I mean, that's probably what the mess up is, right? Team sites have ads, so it's this doesn't have our ad code. Maybe that's what, dude, I don't know how, one, how they roll this update out without telling anyone, and two, I don't know how they let it get to this point. Or it's dude, I like Twitch. We've been on Twitch forever, but it's hard. It's hard to transition from Twitch to another platform. But if Twitch keeps doing stuff like this, you're gonna see people start leaving the platform. I mean,
well, and here's the crazy thing too. I didn't even touch on. So the image that's included with the story is actually from PUBG. PUBG has actually used their game to implement Twitch embeds. So you can actually, like, at the homepage, you can see, like, hey, here's the PUBG Invitational that's happening. Hey, here's the big streamer that's on right now. Like, there are developers that have started implementing Twitch feeds into the game that are non-existent now. They're encountering the same issues.
Yeah, that's wild to me. I mean, Call of Duty's not gonna have that issue with the update just they had, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna take a little step down. I don't want to walk down this road, dude. I feel like we've been down this road for the past almost, dude. It's been so long. Events. I mean, we hinted at this event, but it's been postponed, bro. Again.
Yeah. So within the last 2 weeks, there are 3 very prominent live in-person events that were scheduled to take part later this year that have all now been postponed. The first one was Combo Breaker, the big fighting game event that takes place in Chicago Memorial Day weekend, already announced way ahead of time. Don't plan on buying a ticket. Don't come out to Chicago. We're postponing in 2022. Obviously, smart decision. The other one that happened, so this happened simultaneously. The Pokemon World Championships, which didn't even have dates announced for it, to my knowledge. Literally just like, hey, we'll keep everybody updated. We'll keep everybody posted. Postponed to 2022. Again, scheduled to take place in London. Gonna wait and see more details. Pokemon is doing more online events now, which is like a good sign. Like they're trying to keep the community active, but Pokemon has already postponed. And then one of the events that I kept mentioning without actually saying their name, Level Up Expo, which is a huge pop culture convention in Las Vegas, scheduled their event to happen actually in July of this year. They kept working with the Las Vegas Convention Center, announced on the same day as Pokemon that they are also postponing to 2022. Many phone calls, many conversations, trying to figure out the best method. How do we keep everybody safe? Yeah. How do we still do these events? And even with all of that, the best course of action, even with the vaccine still coming out, it's still, you just got to postpone and you got to wait. So literally in the span of 2 weeks, the hope, the ray of sunshine, we're going to get events. It's going to happen. We're going to slowly build and come back. Everything just stop at a halt once again. I'm super bummed for both Pokemon Worlds and Level Up Expo in particular, because those were hopes. Again, like that's like, okay, this is going to happen. Like I'm having conversations, like just not going to do it.
With the blow up of Pokemon over this last year, Pokemon Worlds this year would have been insane. I guarantee if they would have hosted Pokemon Worlds this year, it would have been the largest attendance ever. Just because of the buzz around Pokemon cards.
That's the thing with Pokemon Worlds. Pokemon Worlds is pretty much invite only. Like it's definitely not an open event. You have to have enough player points to go and attend.
Wait, you can't walk in to spectate?
They have been limited in since 2015.
Okay.
They limit the number of spectator badges.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe it wouldn't have been crazy. I mean, the regionals would have been more crazy then, because the amount of players trading cards and the amount of money that would have been passed back and forth at that event this year, especially, would have been crazy. Yeah, no, this just bums me out, man. Soon. That's all I can really say, man. We've ranted about this a little bit too much, but soon, maybe we got a lot to figure out as people, man. We really, really do.
Well, and like I was saying, I was hoping this would be like the ramp up opportunity. I worked the event for the Final Fantasy trading card event in Omaha 2 weeks ago. That was with 40 people, obviously very safe and, easy procedure to keep everybody in line. But when you're talking like a 10,000 person convention, not so much, not so easy.
No, not so easy. All right, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to give myself a couple extra minutes here. We're going to go into our first topic of the reload, and one second. Oh no, this is me choking. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. Some CDL craziness has happened last week. Last weekend we're going to start off with the Challengers Cup. We had the Challengers Elite Series qualifier, and then the Elite Series has already started. So we missed that. We missed way too much. I know. Go ahead and grab that forehead of yours. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the stage. We're just gonna talk about players. We're just gonna talk about the teams. We're not gonna go over the players. We're not gonna go over the rosters. We're gonna talk about the teams, that have qualified, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about their record. I'll probably only bring up a roster or two. I've already wasted a minute. Let's get into it. So the teams, your official 5 Elite Series teams. So you have 5 series, and you have 8 teams in the series. Your Elite Series teams are West Star in the first seed, Subliners Academy, Team Z, which kind of came out of nowhere, UT Crew, Built by Gamers, HYXR, Mohawkmike, and Mr. Midmaps. Basically, so the top 7 seeds for the Challengers Cups, the top 7 seeds from accumulating points from the Challengers Cup, all qualified. The 8th seed ended up losing to the 29th seed for the last qualifying spot. So we almost got perfect consistency, fell short a little bit, but super proud of the teams. Now we're going to go over the record. We're going to go from top to bottom. It's basically a pool play, a round robin, and at the end of the Elite Series round robin, the top 4 go into a bracket for like a playoff bracket, and then the bottom 4 go into a relegation bracket. The bottom 2 teams lose, and then other teams can rise up. So it's basically like a double elimination. You win 2, you stay in. You lose 2, you're out. West Star, they're 4-0. Subliners Academy, they're 4-0. Z 3-1, UT Crew 3-1, Built by Gamers 1-3, HYXR 1-3, Mohawkmike 0-4, Mr. Midmaps 0-4. That's your record. Those are the teams officially in the Elite Series. I'll cover the teams more in depth probably next week, and I'll go over a little bit of the matches. Maybe, because we also have a lot to cover next week as well. Before we get into the current CDL predictions, because we have the opening home series this weekend, I'm super freaking excited. We have our first official team change. We have Zero not being able to make his way over from London to the U.S. to be able to play with his team. Going to be replaced by Parasite. So Parasite somehow has gotten on, well, not somehow. I think Parasite's one of those few players that deserves a CDL spot. When it expanded, I feel like you could have picked up a couple other players, but this London team almost looks a little bit better. Now that I've said that, we're going to go ahead into our official opening weekend predictions. We have 2 divisions. Each team plays about twice. I think one team plays 3 times. 2 teams play 3 times. No. Each team plays about twice, and they each play one team in their division. There's 3 weeks of division play, and then the 4th week is your major. All 12 teams are in attendance. All 12 teams are attended, but you have the option to play 12 teams. And then based on how you did in pool play is where you're seated on the bracket. Going to be seated like champs. First 2 seeds are going to be in winter quarters already. Bottom 4 seeds are going to be in the loser bracket. So you can lose one game and be out of the money immediately. First match of the weekend. All right, I have a couple of matches I want to talk about more in depth, but we got a little bit of time. We're going to pump. This is my workout for the day.
You got it. I believe in you.
All right. Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, we have our first match of the year. It is LA Thieves versus Rocker. LA Thieves played like dog water last time we saw them play. My prediction is Rocker's going to win this, but in the 3-2, there's a chance that LA just turns up, and if they win for some reason, it's going to be 3-1, but I believe Rocker's going to win 3-2. They're going to close it out in the S&D. I think the communication's not going to be there. And then
I'm gonna say Rocker 3-1.
3-1. I like that prediction. I think that's a solid prediction. Something in my gut. Just hopes for the first series to be Game 5, round 11, and someone chokes. That's all I hope for. The second match of the season, Seattle Surge play the Dallas Empire, and I predict the Seattle Surge are going to get hot 3-0'd. We have no shot of winning. Holy moly, it's going to be a bloodbath. Unless, dude, if Gunless and Looney's communication are just on point and Pristini outguns anyone on Empire somehow, dude, if Pristini can somehow keep up with someone like Illy or Shotzi, maybe they can take a map. I just think it's hard to bet against the reigning champs. I think Empire is going to take it 3-0. Maybe Surge will win the first hard point, and then Dallas will turn up, but I still think there's no shot.
I think 3-0 as well.
Yeah.
Can't bet against Dallas. No way.
And I know everyone in the green wall is asking, when does Optic play? And I will tell you, Optic plays on Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time against Paris. Paris was a team that looked surprisingly strong in the opening, not the opening weekend, but you know what I mean, like the kickoff series. Yeah, the kickoff series. Legion was looking surprisingly good. I think they'll take a search and destroy. I think they won't take any of the respawns. Optic has looked incredible in the hard point. Optic wins that 3-1. We have FaZe versus LA Gorillas for our second match on Friday. 3-0. Unless Papa App turns up and goes crazy, 3-0. Everyone's thinking FaZe might lose a search and destroy. No. They lost search and destroy. They barely lost to the Mutineers. 3-0. They're not going to let it happen again. That was right after a meta change. Let's move on to Saturday. This is probably the most interesting match of the weekend, if not the second most interesting match. It's going to be the Gorillas versus Paris Legion. This is a toss-up for me. Something in my gut tells me Paris is going to win. But again, if Apathy plays well, I mean, it's going to be up to Apathy, man. Apathy turned up during the kickoff event. I think he could do it again. I do think Paris Legion, though, in my mind, are the favorite. I think they're going to win. I think it's going to go to Game 5, though. I think it'll be another Game 5, 3-2.
Yeah, I would say Paris 3-2.
Yeah. And then we have Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time, Florida Mutineers versus Toronto Ultra. This Toronto Ultra squad surprised me last time I saw they played. They ended the Modern Warfare season really hot. They were able to win the last home series event, beating FaZe into Game 5. I see Toronto taking a map, but I see them going no further. I want to say it's a 3-0 for Florida, but Bance, Methods is on that team. Methods is on Toronto. Maybe they take a map. I'm probably just going to stick with a 3-0 Mutineers after they beat FaZe a couple of weekends ago, which was, in some people's minds, a complete upset. But I think Florida just has one of those squads. They can beat anyone, but they could also lose against anyone. But I don't think Dallas is a squad they're going to lose against. Another interesting match was our last match on Saturday, which is a Game Fuel match of the night. Not sponsored. Please give us free Game Fuel. I'll level up my game any day. LA Thieves versus the Subliners. Probably the two worst teams in the league, next to the Surge and Gorillas. Last time, we did see so we saw Subliners play Dallas. Bad. Clay went on Twitter afterwards to say, oh yeah, we lost our scrim. But I think there's more to that. But they're playing LA Thieves. Let's play Chicago, and they did not show up. It was the light was turned off. They forgot to change out of their pajamas. They still had messy hair from waking up out of bed. They're getting crust out of their eyes, even though they were the last match of the night. I don't know. I want LA to win. I'm a fan of some of these people in these organizations. I want LA to win, but I think I think Clay's going to hold it down for some reason in New York. I don't know what it is. I think
it's pride. I think there's a lot of history there, especially with a lot of the complete agency of LA Thieves. Even if it's a new team, there's a lot of long blood there. I think Thieves are going to lose 3-1.
You think Thieves are going to lose 3-1? I might agree with you. I think I agree with you. They're just going to
come out of the gate just completely underwhelming.
I think it's going to same thing with that happened to 100 Thieves in the beginning of Black Ops 4 season. I think they're not going to show up. They're going to have to make a team change, and then maybe they will. But I think Subliners are going to win it. Sunday, first match. This is the most interesting match because this is a match that Seattle Surge could actually win. They're playing the London Royal Ravens. That's all I'm going to say. They could win. I'm going to guess 3-1 for the Seattle Surge. I think Octane, especially Gunless, is going to get really, really mad about losing the very first hard point against Dallas, and they're going to come out hot. Or one of them's missing a tooth because they got a fight in the locker room. But I think Seattle Surge is going to take down London 3-2, and that is 100% because I'm biased. Sunday, our second match of the night, 4:30 Pacific time. 4:30 Eastern time. Holy moly. Empire versus the Rocker. 3-0 Empire. I'm not betting against Empire until I see it. They have 0 chinks in the armor.
No,
0.
yeah.
0.
Absolutely.
0 chinks in the armor. 3-0. No discussion. And then the Game Fuel match of the night, which is going to be 6 p.m. Eastern time. Call Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Level up your game. FaZe Clan versus Optic Chicago. This is match of the weekend. Hands down, both these teams played amazing. I know Atlanta lost to a team like Florida, but I think we're going to have another set like that. It could go either way. I do think Optic's hardpoint has looked way too strong for me to go against them. From everything I've seen on scrims, they're not holding back any punches. They're streaming all of their scrims, and every time they do, it's looking pretty good. They even, in hardpoint scrims, beat Dallas the other week, and I believe they took 5 maps. It was 5-4. It was only 1 map, and I know it was just scrims. But I'm going with Optic 3-2. No, I don't think 3-2, because if it goes to a search and destroy, I think Atlanta's going to win.
I was going to say, I think Optic 3-1. I think Optic 3-1, but they're going to be close games.
And I'm calling Game 3 is going to be Control Garrison, and it's going to go to round 3. That's my hot prediction. Control Garrison round 3, and Optic's going to have to win the offense. So write that down in your notes. That is the CDL update. I went a little bit longer than I needed to. Do you have anything that stands out here to you? I mean, the only thing that really, really, really stands out to me is London, because they made the team change to Parasite, and I think that actually makes them a little bit stronger. But
I think for sure it makes him stronger. I think Parasite has always been a super consistent player. It was only a matter of time, literally just a gun for hire. He'll probably, before everything's said and done, by the end of his career, he's going to be playing on at least 2 or 3 other teams. But I think that's a big pickup for London, for sure.
For sure. All right, let's go ahead. Let me get this timer adjusted back down. I'm not going to take as much time. I'm actually going to take only 3 minutes because I added 2 minutes last segment and went a little bit over. I'm going to add 3 minutes. This is a short reload. I got fast mags on my MP5. Just kidding. I run a 74U utility weapon. All right, we are here. We had the official NA and EU HCS Pro Series Open kickoff. We were missing a couple of teams. One team especially that we were missing was Sentinels, which was the former champs. But we're back at it again. We're going to go ahead and break down the placements. We had Flyers, which is commonly Envor, Jazero, and Super CC. Cobra Kai, Bomex, Eli Elite, Nemesis, and Swish. Third, Elevate, Carmia, Neurotical, Simply Fear Me, and Vemzy. Magnumus, King Nick. Some people watch the stream. Rain, Ryanoob, and Spartan. So some pretty big names on that. Scared Money, Bards, Florosity, Its Name, and Rami. Saints, which is 5th. Fate, Rave, Soldier, and Stalo. Kingdom, which is Halo Elite, Kilimanjaro, Major Bones, and Thin. And then Ice, which is Goozy, JK, Gold Star, and Yorkson. So Gold Star, we see Carmia, Gold Star, King Nick, a couple of people that we see playing in our Halo tournaments from the past, all did pretty well this weekend, all placing top 8. And then the winner on the EU side, which was Team PK, Tizo, Drift, Plagued, Tapping Buttons. Oh, no, that's our Latin side. My bad. That's our Latin side. I was like, Tapping Buttons. So we didn't have EU. Oh wait, we did have EU. I thought EU was this week. So winner of EU, my B, which was Cartel, which is Jimbo, Legend, RZA, and Shady. Yeah, that was an easy one.
I think the biggest takeaway here is that we're what I would refer as like we're waiting for Infinite, we're waiting for the next Halo game, but like we are in what I would refer to as like the next generation. Like we had the MLG years, you had like the Walshies, you had the Strong Sides, you had all of those iconic teams, and then you had like more of like the modern era, with like Master Chief Collection and like a lot of these players coming out, and now we're kind of in this next generation. Or like players that you would normally see, like obviously like Ryan Noob is probably the longest player there. I could be wrong, like as far as like most senior.
Ryan Noob. You also have Spartan.
Yeah.
I mean,
but like
yeah,
we're starting to see
Ryan
a lot
Noob's
of
probably the old
players
head.
are rotating out.
Yeah, I mean, Carmilla is one of those players, especially that I saw the first time I really saw Carmilla play was in the fall 2018 season. Played a lot with him online. Carmilla was like one of those young talents. I think was really good at the game, but maybe didn't understand it quite that on that level. But I think now that Carmilla has aged a little bit, I think Carmilla is actually going to be a name that grows within the esport itself. But I like to see familiar faces, people that play in our events, also starting to play well in these events too, especially players like Gold Star.
Absolutely. I'm curious as well. Do you think that with Halo Infinite on the horizon, and with Ninja being a former Halo professional, do you think that he's going to come back into the scene? Do you think that's also going to breathe new life into the scene?
We just have to. We have to wait for the game.
There you go.
It's gonna be one of those. I have high hopes for this game. I know a lot of people don't, but I think when the game comes out, I think some people are gonna realize it's good. I think it's going to be kind of like how Halo 5 is. I think we're going to play it. We're going to wish for an old Halo game. And we're going to play an old Halo game. We're going to be like, let's play Halo 5 again. Like, that's why. Hopefully it doesn't happen too late. I feel like I hope it happens in the first week of the game coming out. But the game's also going to be free to play online. There's going to be a lot of different factors. Unless you're on Xbox, which is going to cost you $3,000 a year, apparently. If they keep doing trying to do what they're doing. But also, a little bit of rumored Halo news is that Halo's going to be on a new platform. I think a lot of people mistook this for like it being on PlayStation or on Nintendo Switch. I think it's actually going to be on the Epic Games launcher. I think that's going to instead of Steam.
You can see that.
But you have some news for me. Speaking of esports and launching,
we've talked about it the last couple of weeks. Tried to give you guys that hot news to let you know to jump in ahead of time. And if you still have it, that's okay. You still have a chance because Espo, the new esports fan engagement platform, officially launched today. Able to have a call with CEO and founder last week. Got some eyes on the platform before they went live. Had a lot of feedback and a lot of back and forth conversations. I'm telling you guys, like this is a game changer.
When's he coming on the podcast?
What's that?
When's he coming on the podcast?
I'll ask. I'll reach out and ask. I mean, you've had communication with them as well, right?
No. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. Yeah, super. Honestly, one of the most genuine people that I have ever reached out to on Twitter. Super transparent about how they want their website to go. Just like, I think the intention of the website is super pure as an esports fan. Super pure.
Yeah, they're really trying to build something that hasn't really been around before. We did see Team Liquid launch their service known as Liquid Plus, which is like their fan engagement service, but that's only one team. And the difference here is that Espo already have 6 pro teams, they're already signed up, and they already have perks that are up on their site. So you can go on. There's a lot of activities you could do through their community incentive program, like just doing simple things like retweets or like joining the Discord and doing simple things like you earn points that you can use to unlock items for your favorite teams, favorite players, but then also too, you can directly like support almost like a Kickstarter or like Matcherino, like we talked about before, where it's like you could just directly pay in.
Right.
So it's like if you wanted to get coaching from one of the pros, you could just flat out you could just give money for that if you wanted to, or you can work your way through the community incentive program and you can get those points and you can cash those in. So one of the cool things I really wanted to highlight is, like I mentioned, so they have pro coaching. So like if you wanted to learn from a pro, if you wanted to actually get a session and like play your favorite game with one of your favorite pros, they've got that. One of the other things they have, super cool, signed merch. Obviously, the ecosystem of esports is not really set up for like longevity. Like if you have a favorite player or a favorite team, getting that signed piece of merchandise, who knows how long that player will be on the team, but this is a super cool incentive because this is something that like within like the like fandom and engagement itself, like people like right now, Alex, you're wearing merch. Like you have merch on. You've got stuff from Surge, but like getting stuff signed from Surge or even like limited edition merch is also something they're talking about down the line. Community tournaments. So not only is it about engaging and being a fan, but you can also play in tournaments as well that are actually hosted by the teams and the pros. So it's cool to also get that like one-on-one contact. But more importantly, one of the coolest features that I think is really going to break out is the chance to actually stream with a pro. So you can actually join them while they're streaming, and then you guys could, you set up ahead of time, and it's like you're getting to actually play. How many people get to play one-on-one basketball with Michael Jordan? How many people get to actually get on the ice with Wayne Gretzky? This is a huge, huge opportunity, especially for fans. I'm excited to see where it goes.
They need a forum. That last little piece set of forum playing with someone on stream, they need a forum to where if something crazy happens, something goes wrong, the player's not liable. I don't want any players to get hurt streaming. I feel like that's my only worry with the site. With that thing, I think they just need a forum, basically waving the player off of, hey, this player's joining the stream. We don't know who they are. You're liable to get kicked out. Not our fault. It needs to kind of be one of those things. Super excited to see signed merch. Super excited to see the coaching lessons. I hope those get streamed as well. I think this is a fantastic opportunity as an esports fan. One, to get merch and like just prizes in general, and two, to really interact with players at a high level. I feel like that's one thing that's always been missing. I hope someone that gets to interact with these players at a high level also ask questions about how do you manage yourself on social media. I would like to see stuff like that become more of a general topic, and I think with Espo especially, that's something that you can really end up seeing. Because you don't see it at all now. You don't see. Every now and then you'll see someone join a pub lobby, they play with someone random, and they'll be cool with each other and they'll become friends. But you rarely see someone with the intent of going in as a fan, meeting that player, and being like, and have. I think a lot of good discussions, and I think a lot of learning tools can come out of a platform like this. And those two things are by far the things I'm the biggest fan of. It was the reason why I'm gonna go to Espo.
Well, and not even just that, like we're talking about like the actual like the fan engagement portion of it. Mm-hmm. The other thing as well is like they're already day one, as soon as the site is launched, they're already doing promotion for the Red Bull, the Collegiate Clash series for Valorant. Like they're actively out there like, hey, are you a collegiate player? Like, would you like to play in this event? It's not even just like directionally like, hey guys, here's the page for Built by Gamers, like go support them, buy their merch, do this, blah, blah, blah. It's literally like, it's all encompassing. It doesn't, there's not like a lot of shilling. It's literally just, hey, we have this cool opportunity. If it's something you want to take part in, awesome. But if not, like just wait down the road because we have other teams that are signing or other opportunities that you may like later on.
Get in now, get your points. Even if you're not a fan of any of these teams, maybe one of them will join. You'll have your rewards points ready to go. That's the benefit of getting in now. Get in now, enjoy the site, figure it out, figure out how it works, how you want to use Espo, and then once your favorite organization joins, which I'm sure they will on a platform like this, boom, all your rewards points go out the window. First day. That's what I want to see. I want to see this.
Well, even too, like just like join like even the discussion in the community, like tweet at, so it's Espo, ESPO social on Twitter. You can join their Discord. Tag other teams that you want to see jump in on this because it's just the start. Like even if your favorite team isn't on there, like imagine if they sign a deal with all of the teams in CDL. Like imagine like something.
Oh, I would go crazy. I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
I would start breaking things in the house for no reason. I'd be super excited, especially if they keep like one jersey a year, where it's like a legacy jersey. That'd be sick. and then I can get my hat signed by the turret himself, Octane, that can't shoot straight this year. We'll see. I love you, Octane. But we're gonna
it's that drip going to PC.
yeah. All right, we're gonna go ahead. Go to Espo right now. Espo.io.
Well, also, speaking of community initiatives, we saw PlayStation in June of last year host what they're calling the Open Series events. They've been doing tournaments online for games like NBA 2K and shooters and different kind of games and things like that. We just saw, so I wanted to give a highlight to this because I feel like me personally, like being involved with the hype of Frosty Frostings, I kind of glossed over it, and it was like, it's still very important news. So I want to go back and touch on it. And specifically, PlayStation hosted what they referred to as the PlayStation Arcade, which was featuring different games and different members of the fighting game community. So this is a new initiative that they're doing to try and push not only these kind of like open series tournaments, but then also too like actual content. So PlayStation themselves, it's very interesting if you think about it. If you look at the history, even just within fighting games, starting out in the arcade and then kind of transitioning to consoles, and like there was this weird limbo period from like 2009 on up until like 2013, 2014, where it's like everything was like this game is on Xbox, this game is on PlayStation. Like that's where the community lives. Like even though the games are released cross-platform, with the release of Street Fighter V, that was when everything moved over to PlayStation, and everything except for like Killer Instinct and a few other like online-based games. But now we're really seeing PlayStation kind of understanding. We always kind of talked about it before. Like imagine like all of these games that are being supported that are console exclusive or even not console exclusive in this instance. What if the actual, not just the publishers, but these actual gaming companies were to get behind them as well? And I feel like this is part of the bigger step. We know that Microsoft purchased Smash GG, but we've yet to see what is yielded from that. So now that PlayStation is getting more active, hosting these, this one was more like a fight card. It was on February 5th, where it's like, hey, in Soul Calibur 6, this player is playing this player. Here are the commentators. Hey, this player is playing this player in Mortal Kombat 11. Here are the commentators. And like basically just kind of exposing people like, hey, if you like this game, there's a whole other world out there and a whole other community that you might want to join that you've never heard of before. So I'm really interested to see how is PlayStation going to capitalize off of this, if they're going to be able to secure more of these communities and kind of like associate that game and that brand with PlayStation exclusive. And once they start doing bigger events like this, especially with online, with the pandemic happening.
I think I love the people at 343, and I love the people at Microsoft. Just a little disclosure, I love Halo. But I think it was a huge misstep for them not running their series of events on Smash.gg after the purchase. I feel like that was like, in our heads, it all clicked. We were like, oh, yeah, no, this makes sense. The next series of events is going to be on Smash.gg. It's going to be owned by Microsoft and supported by Microsoft. But that's not what we're getting. This right here, what PlayStation is doing, is massive. Just to be able to boot up your PlayStation, just for there to be an opportunity of a little icon or a little thumbnail of like PlayStation tournaments, FGC Arcade, like just a thumbnail saying that, hey, we have tournaments, can bring so many people from the general public on to these games, and that's a huge selling point for a lot of these games. They're like, yeah, just put us on the front page of your home screen, like promote our game on the home screen, and we'll run tournaments on your platform. That right there. I think it's the ultimate branding deal. I mean, the FGC, I think the FGC especially from this is going to start leveling up from a deal like this. I mean, obviously, I'm always just curious to see how it works. That's always like what's going to be the nail in the coffin. Is if it doesn't work, then it's like, all right, well, at least we tried it. But if it does work, I think it's going to be something truly special, and that's going to be something to look forward to with these communities. Like I said, I think it's going to push a lot of people that might not have had their eyes on a certain esport to there naturally. They can promote it in their games. They can do all of this stuff. And I think it's good stuff.
The super smart thing that PlayStation is doing with this is it's not like, here's a $10,000 prize pool, come play our tournament this weekend. Like what they're doing with this initiative is like, hey, just for signing up for the event, you're going to get an exclusive avatar. that you're going to get just for joining. If you play at least one match, you're going to unlock this. Like they're giving away like PlayStation, people that really, really hunt for like those exclusives, even if they're just like avatars and cosmetic items like that. That's what PlayStation is using as like basically the initiative to get more people in and to play competitive and to play their tournaments. It's basically kind of like a weaning in process where it's like, okay, if you have this game, when you load in, here's a splash screen, join the tournament, and if you join, you're going to get this avatar. That's going to incentivize players that wouldn't normally want to play in competitive settings to actually do that. But then also too, like there is some like cash prizing and there's other things involved with it. And especially with like online events, especially for the current age, usually people's first question is like, oh, well, what's the prize pot? What's the payout? Like what are things like that? People, they want to be incentivized, and by giving them these exclusive items rather than just slapping them in the face with like, here's a $10,000 prize pot, I think is super genius.
Yep, I agree. I think any way to pull in the general public to your esport is the ultimate way. I think that I've always been a huge fan. That's why I'm like, especially with the Melee community, it's like take advantage of being at an event like DreamHack. Like, go to a gaming festival, enjoy it. You're going to be there all 3 days. They have plenty of friendlies for you to play, and it's open to the general public. Like, if those events were to take off, you have the support of a company like DreamHack, and Melee could be a tier 1 esport in no time. Like, because, what was it, like $5,000, right? That they usually give away for the Melee prize pool. It's usually, that's typically standard. It's like $5,000, but I mean, if they were getting 600 entrants every time they did it, you think that number might go up just a little bit, and you think your production might get a little bit nicer. Like, and this right here is what that is online. This right here is the online version of like you're basically walking by the stage, and you're like, oh shit, they're giving away free T-shirts. Oh, this is a tournament too. Oh, it's free to enter. Oh, I'm here already. I might as well sit down and play. Like. Your esport grows. That's how you do it. It's the people that go 0-2 that are the most important, and you just give money to people in top 8. People that go 0-2 is literally half of your bracket. It's half.
Yeah.
But speaking of brackets, we got some coming up. We got some brackets coming up. We're going to go ahead and get into your online it's online events, but your upcoming events. We're going to do the fancy transition, get it out of the way. Talk to me about PUBG. What's going on?
Yeah, so PUBG, we kind of mentioned it earlier. Like, I think the thing is, like, with all of the upcoming events, we're starting to hit our stride once again. Like, we're hitting the thick of important esports events, especially, the beginning of the year and, the COD season. Everything's starting to ramp up. I really feel like this is a crucial time for everybody to take a look and revisit, or take a first look if you haven't before, with PUBG. PUBG was this Goliath of a competitive game. It was this it was the game that came out and really just kind of shook things up.
Mm-hmm.
With Ninja electing to leave Fortnite, with a lot of these COD pros and just overall entertainment streamers electing to leave Warzone just because of all the cheating, I really feel like PUBG might get a resurgent here. So for the event this weekend, I want everybody to take a look at the PUBG Invitational, the S Invitational. This is one of the longest running actually like PUBG events that have been out there. They already have their teams, and more importantly, it's not enough for you to check it out. There's a $3.5 million prize pool for this season. So this is week 1 that is coming up. It's an 8-week long series. It's all held online. Check it out. Again, like, we know PUBG Mobile has kind of been the focus. There's been a lot of money pumped into there, but like standard PUBG, I really feel like there's a potential here. There's going to be a resurgence, and I think this is week 1 is going to be telling. What is the viewership going to look like, and how are things going to grow from there? Because everybody wants a great battle royale game, and everybody's just kind of like, the whole flavor kind of like took a dive. Everybody's playing other games, but now especially with like Warzone, like I said, and even the news of Ninja leaving Fortnite, like, could this be a potential resurgence and a chance for PUBG to take that number 1 spot again?
Yeah, maybe. I would like to see how they do. Did they say what the format was of the tournament? Did they know if it's a kill race or if it's just team survive? It's team survive.
I'm
right?
pretty sure it's a kill. Pretty sure it's a kill race. I can look that up real quick.
All right. While you look that up, wait, where can you watch that?
So that is, hold on, I'll pull it up here. like it's going to be on PUBG's actual.
Yeah.
Still looking.
While you discover that,
So it's on twitch.tv/play battlegrounds.
Play Battlegrounds. All right, perfect. All right, while you discover the play format, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my event. We're all going to check out PUBG this weekend, twitch.tv/pub battlegrounds. Play Battlegrounds.
Yes.
We have officially, if you guys are not in our Discord yet, go to lftg.com/events. Get into our Call of Duty and Halo Discords. Just click on the Call of Duty or Halo image. We are officially rebooting our seasons. We're going to be doing another Halo 5 2v2 series. We're going to have 4 qualifiers. The top 2 teams from each qualifier will play in our final in April, which will be $1,000 prize pot. But the money donated to our Twitch during that time, part of that money will go to the prize pot itself. So we want to form a little bit of crowdfunding behind this. Also, a percentage sale of all of our merch, LFTGofficial.com, will also go to the prize pools. So we're wanting to get these prize pools funded for you guys. We're starting out with a base of $1,000 for the grand finals and $80 for each qualifier. Make sure you go to our Discord and join. Just put your team name and gamer tags in the 2v2 signups channel. And the first qualifying event is going to start the 21st. We have the banner for our Call of Duty season also releasing soon. We just recently hosted a 3v3 tournament. We're going to be doing a lot more. So LFTGofficial.com. Go through that. Go through the whole thing. You'll discover everything about us. Join our Discords. That's the important part. And I cheated a little bit this week. Again, I always cheat. I'm just a dirty, filthy cheater. It's a good thing there's no anti-cheat in OBS. I mean, what else am I... Come on. What else do you want me to talk about?
Well, I can jump in real quick. So
Okay.
again, so with the PUBG Invitational, it is survival based. The players themselves, I actually just read this. I didn't know this. They've actually, all the players were invited. They're competing in Korea.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is a physical event. There are teams from all over, like FaZe Clan, TSM, like a lot of the big notable teams. Like they have representation that is going to be there, and it's actually going to be live in person. We don't know if the broadcast is going to have everybody separated or they actually are going to be in the arena, but they built in 2 weeks of isolation time for quarantine.
Awesome.
For everybody to get in. But yes, they are in Korea playing.
Ooh, I like that. I'm already going to watch just for that. I just want to see some people yell at each other. And then the last upcoming event of this week, we already know what it is. CDL kickoff kicks off tomorrow at noon Pacific time, 3 Eastern time. And if you're in the middle, go somewhere else. No, but for real. YouTube.com/Call of Duty League. Also, one thing I did leave out was the from the Call of Duty update is we officially have league play. The ranks are a little bit broken, but they're updating a lot. High hopes. And the Challengers League also has their own streaming channel. All of their content's going to be on one place, not on the main Call of Duty League channel. It's going to be on youtube.com/COD Challengers. That's where you're going to be able to watch the Elite series. But tomorrow at noon, just mosey on over to youtube.com/Call of Duty League because I'm going to be watching. Are you going to be watching? You should be watching.
I plan on watching, but I'm probably going to go back and watch a lot of the matches. Not going to lie.
I know on Valentine's Day, on Sunday, I don't care what relationship you're in. I got to whisper this because my wife's in the other room. When Optic and FaZe play, the night's done. It's over. No, the night's over. I'm like, oh, look at the time. It's 1/2 arm hair. It's time to sit my butt on the couch in the front room. I want to watch a freaking Call of Duty, man. I'm super, super pumped for this weekend. But I'm more pumped for our Halo 5 Invitational. LFTGofficial.com. You know where to go. When's the next tournament for Call of Duty specifically? peep the Discord. Peep the Discord in a day or two. You'll know. You'll know.
Ooh,
You'll know. You'll peep the
a day or
Discord.
two.
And the prize pot's there. It's gonna be juicy. Maybe I won't seed you to play the team that wins. Austin played in our last event. Team did okay. They just got a very unlucky draw, shuffled the seeds, and they ended up playing the team that won first round. Happens in a single elimination bracket. But do you have anything else you want to add? I'm actually pretty excited for PUBG. I'm surprisingly excited. I am a little bit disappointed that it's survival based. I wish it was a kill race. I think that would make because last time I just have this bad memory of watching PUBG last time where there's just a lot of bush laying.
Yeah, and I felt the same way. Like, I actually did some commentary for PUBG events out of Esports Arena in Las Vegas when they were kind of getting stuff started. And
so you're just having a conversation?
What do you say?
You're just trying to have a conversation with someone. You're like, oh, gunfight.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, no matter how much the observer jumps around the map, you just got to basically just fill in. But I think it's going to be interesting, you know? I know that, like, watching the H1Z1 Pro League, I wasn't so much of a fan of it, primarily because of the whole survival thing. But the game, it's been a long time since I personally have watched it. Who knows how much has changed? Like, you know, even the maps, like, it could be a totally different experience. Especially if the broadcast is on point, then I'm gonna watch no matter what.
Yep. Yeah, I hope the same. We got a lot of esports to watch this weekend. That's the important thing, is that the wheel keeps turning. Someone's driving the ship or steering the ship, not driving, obviously, because it's a ship.
Well, it's only going to get bigger from here on out too. Like, all the leagues are starting back up. We're getting more and more online events.
I know. I could talk about Halo again. I can't. We are now at the time of year where I can talk about something other than Call of Duty. I talked about Fortnite today.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
I'm worn out, dude. I'm tired. I'm ready for bed. Where in the Discord is the next event? I said peep in a couple days. The ad so today we released the Halo stuff because the Halo event is first. Halo and Call of Duty. I'm just gonna tell you guys how it's gonna be. The Halo and Call of Duty events are gonna, for 10 weeks straight, are gonna alternate events. We're gonna have 10 straight weeks of events, and then after that we're gonna have a break. I'll plan some 4v4s, some bigger 4v4s, and then we're gonna start up our next event series. So we're gonna do 10 weeks, a little bit of a break, 10 weeks, a little bit of a break. It's gonna be a long 10 weeks.
I like the format that you're using, though. I like the fact you started everybody with 2v2, and now we're getting 3v3s, and then you're leading up to 4v4s, which is like that full competitive format.
Yeah, once we get enough players in our Discord where I could comfortably run 4v4s for it to make sense, and especially if people start donating to the prize pot where I can make the prize pot make sense for 4s, because I can't run. I mean, it's just more expensive to run 4v4s. It's just how it is. But 2v2s, especially in Halo, are still hype.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else? Because I'm getting ready I'm ready for bed, dude.
I'll give you two quick things real quick. One, I had an absolute blast playing the Windjammers 2 demo. Had an absolute blast with Will English's event this past weekend. Got to do a lot of commentary. We saw matches from Latin America, we saw matches from Europe, and we saw matches from North America. Really, really awesome to see the actual developers, like, in Discord, taking all the feedback, reporting to all the bugs and issues, which were very limited. But I really, obviously, like, I'm biased because I love Windjammers. I really think Windjammers 2 has the potential to be, just grow exponentially.
I think
it's not going to be a tier 1 esport, but it's looking really promising.
Dude, I don't know. After playing Windjammers 2, dude, I got matches like that, like instantaneously. Yes. And that is hard to do with most fighting games, anything. Usually it's like, all right, you hit quick play, and it's never that quick. It's like the difference of going to McDonald's and then going to, like, Shake Shack. You're going to wait a little bit for your Shake Shack. I like Shake Shack a little bit more, but that means I have to wait for it. But with Windjammers...
I thought it was crazy because I had interactions where it's like, it's 3 a.m., my time local, and there's 10 players online. I'm like, oh, man, there's an even number of players. It's going to be hard for me to find a match. Literally within 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Find a match.
Yeah.
That's how quick the game plays.
And the netcode was super good, super responsive, and honestly, I think the game's just as good. And that was something I was worried about. I was really, I'm not gonna lie, I love Windjammers. I really love Windjammers. I like how simple the game is. And even though they added 2 extra buttons, I still felt like that. I still felt simple.
I definitely felt like a grumpy old man. I'm like, going from 2 buttons to 4 buttons, you ruined my game. But no, everything that they've done decision-wise, I cannot find a flaw with.
Nope, I can't. Except there was no Miyagi during the beta, dude. I wanted to lose my mind. I wanted to throw my headphones on the ground. Why do you have 1 speed character and 2 power characters, but you don't have Miyagi, which is the middleman, dude? He's the guy.
And no bumpers. No bumper stages either.
Yeah, I would have been a menace on the field, though, with bumpers. If they would have given Miyagi and bumpers, dude, chalked. I'm taking over.
I think what they're laying the foundation, they're pouring the concrete, they're smoothing it over, and they're checking for any cracks before they build up on it, which I think is smart. It's not much different than the demo we saw last year, June of last year, but it's a good start for sure.
Yeah.
And the community has been super receptive to it. Like I said, players all over the world, and the Will English event that we held, player attendance was a little low, but I think that was because last second. There was also a Windjammers 1 tournament that was in France the next day afterwards, but really good matches.
Yes.
Really good matches showing how incredible that game is.
All right. I think, bro, I'm yawning over here. My night's over. I want to, you know what time it is, dude.
Wrap it up. Start the music.
Hey, Paulie, where's the music? Oh, you know, sometimes I close my eyes, and I picture the music creeping in like some little bug underneath the imperfect crack underneath the window. It looks around the room, and it goes, "It's nice and warm in here." That's how I felt about the podcast this weekend. I feel like it was nice and warm in here. I just want to say thank you to everyone who showed up, watched the podcast. I gifted a couple of subs. I misclicked and actually gave one to you. Can't believe you weren't subbed to the channel already. I want to slap you, dude. But I want to say thank you everyone for joining up. If you guys like the content, please follow the channel. If you really like the content, please subscribe. It helps our events. We can keep pushing content out. I want all the content. I want to take it from here. I want to take it from there. And I want to throw it everywhere. And I want to gather it back up and hug it real close because I almost lost it. We almost lost it, but now the content's here.
Don't let it go.
I'm holding it. So thank you guys so much for watching and hopefully enjoying this week. Episode 20, we're almost halfway through a full year's worth.
This show next week will be able to drink. That's how long we've been going at this.
Oh, well, it's been drinking since it was 1. So So thank you guys again for showing up. This is the LFTG Podcast. I am your host, Refresh, and this is the most beautiful, bearded. He has glasses, but when he takes them off, he sees further and clearer than when he does when he has them on. And his hair, it looks like it's long, but it's actually a lot longer. It goes all the way down his shirt, swings it around, and that's how he gets to other events. He swings it around like a helicopter. This is the wonderful... How do you say your name, dude? You can go in public now.
Tie it together.
You can go to a restaurant.
Tie it together. That was long. I'm Mohawkmike.
All right, you guys have a fantastic night.
Bye-bye.